Okay, so here is another part of this Alienware build here. As you can see here, I did get the RGB software set up on here. All these lights change. So like I said, these lights on both sides, I guess it's on demo mode maybe. I don't remember. It has different things you can do for it. I selected one to change these colors. So these would change, this changes, you know, like I said, this. Then there's lights in here that change, both panels change, and it should be roughly a different color each time. So you can see here I got the monitor set up over here. I did go with the small Dell because of the fact that the TV I thought was going to be a good idea. I didn't have a problem using that before, but on some systems, like, you would only see, you know, like this much of the screen for some reason, and this be blacked out on the sides. To go in the settings, and there's no settings in the TV to fix that. The computer sent in the whole image, but the TV wasn't showing the whole thing. It'd be fine once you had the drivers in, it was fine, but that's not what it's about. I'm still going to change this around. This monitor is probably going to be on this side, so I can record from the left side over. But yeah, this was just a quick thing. I'm going to add another part on here. What I'm going to do is screen capture some gameplay of it. Once I throw in, once I install this came out of my main gaming system, but then I upgraded it. I did a slight upgrade. I did more of a, I guess you could say, the video card I put in takes less power to run. All I did was upgrade from this 2080 back to, I got my hands on another 3060 Ti. It's the same model as before. It's a Zotac, but I upgraded that. It is slightly faster in some games not. It all depends on your system, I guess, and how you run it and what games you're playing. But I'm gonna test this. Yes, I know this will be overkill, but that's the purpose of it. It's gonna see how far we can push this system. All I'm gonna try is GTA 5, Fortnite, and then I'm gonna run my regular benchmarks like Fire Strike, Time Spy, and the new one, I can't remember the name of it, but I'm gonna try that one too, see what it does. Right now, I did get a cheap Team Group 512 SSD because I'm gonna install that on my old iMac I have. So I was like, before I do that, I'll just install Windows on this. What I did was clone the original hard drive because I set it up with Windows 10 on it, put all software. So I cloned that over to the 500 gig as SATA SSD. And then I left the 3 8 gig sticks in it, so we have 24 gigs of RAM, a 512 gig SSD. Maybe test some more games off of that, the external hard drive, but all the rest of the games are basically on the system itself. I think I have Division 2, a bunch of games. I think I'm going to try Division 2 because this already knows it's on there. I haven't showed the stuff where it was yet, but that's going to be the end of this part. I'm going to go in, the next part you will see will basically be me testing some video games and see how it's going to run, at its max with the 24 gigs of RAM. Then it has an i7 920 in it, so it's 4 cores, 8 threads, but it's like a first gen i7. So only thing that should be slowing it down, the system slowing it down, should be the CPU, hopefully. So this next part will be showing some gameplay, and I will record the software to show you how the software works that runs these lights. But enjoy, and here's the next part. Okay, here's the start of the second part of this video, and we'll quickly go over. As you can see, we do have the i7 930, 24 gigs of RAM, so it's 3 sticks of RAM in it, 8 gigs each. So max it would hold. If I tried any more than 24 gigs, it gave me lower than I had, so we just stuck with the 3 8 gig sticks of RAM. It's a matching set. And then here is 2080. Excuse me. And we wanted to and I want it. Got the software running, so you can see here. Each panel is marked on here. Like you can. Right now, it's on like a preset. Right here's a preset, so I'm gonna leave that alone. But you can see here that each little one is marked on here. So like here's number one is this here, and the colors just randomly change, like you've seen in the first part of this video. Like I said, this is just a preset. It's kind of like a demo, so each one of these lights would change to a different color by itself. And just close this out. And I do have Fortnite running right now. And just go into settings. So I have DirectX 11, 1080p, so it's 1920 by 1080, full screen. Custom. As you can see here, everything's on low settings except draw distance, view distance. Everything else is on low. And I got show grass. Okay. It did want to have what it is. So resolution, it's not letting me change. I don't know why this went to that, but that's where it was on. Like, what the heck? Okay, so you can see we're doing pretty good. And during, each part loads in, when you load into the game, it was pegging the CPU, jumping around pretty good. This is going to be a brief test. Just start this low level one up. I have some defenders up. What is that? 5 defenders up. So you just kind of start this and see what happens. Won't be long. We won't do the whole thing because this would take a while. But we'll start this. Click this.
Welcome to War Games, soldier. Hey, yeah, you with the glasses. What's a memory kernel IK54 error? Oh yeah, that's bad.
Ooh, what was that?
Volcano. Ooh. Well, just pretend you're me, soldier.
Oh, it's gonna make us wait? Seriously?
If you want to shorten that wave timer, then get some time cheats on the double. Unless you want a major hospital, do not step on
as
that
you can see
bubble
here,
leak.
it's dropping. But, GPU users were still at, less than 40%. CPU's hitting, 100% usage. Still sticking in the high 50s though at the most. We're still seeing the 60s and 70s. So if you wanted to, play Fortnite, save the world, you're good. Low settings, 1080p. Obviously, this is video card, just way too powerful for it. We're using around 12 gigs of RAM.
Didn't I tell you? Simulation timer shortened.
So we'll call this part. That is resolution. Okay. We'll call this benchmark down. I'm going to cut the recording and then go on to something else. Probably just try Battle Royale, but just do Team Rampage, right? Yeah. So I'm going to stop the recording and then restart it once we get into a match. Okay, that took a while to load in. It loaded in. I was basically, you know, not that far off the ground. As you can see here, we got 100% CPU usage. We're still on the other settings, all low settings, except view distance is on epic. Obviously, you can see I haven't played this game in a long time, so no matter what, I kind of suck at it. But yeah, we're seeing 100% CPU usage. What's this? I don't really like this mouse and keyboard that I'm using. It's a nice one. It's a Logitech G105. It's a good keyboard, but the layout's feels a little off to me. I'm used to, my Razer keyboard, which basically has no real distance on the keys, and then I'm using a Logitech G502 for a mouse, and normally for Fortnite I have every keybind done on my other Logitech. I think it's a G705S. So yeah, just 100% usage on the CPU, as you've seen there. Let's jump in this car. It's pretty bad. Like I said, we have 24 gigs of RAM. It's DDR3. It's running at 1600, I believe. And the i7 920, so it's 4 cores, 8 thread, but it's like, the first gen i7, so it's definitely not that good anymore. I was gonna jump on the top. What? Car change color. That's cool. Okay. You can see we have 100% CPU usage. Around people, that's why I did the Team Rampage, so we can have all these different people around. We're still getting 60s, 50s, high 50s. Yeah, this is playable, and obviously if you did probably upscaling, maybe you do better. So I'm gonna cut this part here, and then I'm gonna change it to what Nvidia GeForce. Let Nvidia GeForce preset the settings and see what it does with the settings that Nvidia thinks this game should be running at. Then I'll re-show you that. So I'm gonna stop the recording here. Okay, as you've seen here, we're still at 99, 93, 100% CPU usage, which will land. I show you the settings. So I went into GeForce Experience and I let Nvidia do the settings to see what it's gonna load, and obviously it seems like it's not loading the best, right? We still see a 99% usage, and I haven't looked at the settings, so you see what the actual settings are now, I guess. Yeah. Okay, get some ammo. But yeah, see what the settings are. So, Nvidia set it to 1600 by 900. Unlimited still. DirectX 12. Brightness. Okay. So we got Nvidia DLSS set on, and it says that's set on performance. Resolution scaling is at 50% highlighted. I don't think it's set. Why does it say DLSS? Okay, so that's not even. This must be 100% scaling. We got shadows medium, view distance far, and then the rest of everything else looks like low settings. So before I had it set on native 1080p. All low settings besides view distance was at epic. I mean, we were getting in the high 50s. We're
doing 90s now. But we're still seeing 100% CPU usage, and we're almost, you know, using around, might as well say, you know, we're using 12, 13, now 13. What is this? I have no idea. We got 13. We're using 13 gigs. That is some kind of... I guess some kind of... So it looks like peak RAM usage was at 13 gigs. But yeah, in here we're not seeing really 100% CPU usage. It didn't seem like it helped that much. What was that FPS earlier? I don't... Yeah, just check that out. So we're in the sky. Yeah, we're getting less FPS now than we were doing before. And less GPU usage. Okay, so once we're on the ground now, we're seeing 70s. Yeah, I think it kind of is worse, honestly. Yeah, we're getting 70s now. Can't around a person. What the fuck was that? Oops, shouldn't be cussing. Yeah, so... Yeah, we're getting higher FPS, at least. It's showing 90s now, with no one around. There's a bunch of people around now. All this stuff going on here. Stuff moving around. Still seeing 60s. So we did get a lot more FPS. We're on, like I said, you know, let Nvidia do the settings. We're still seeing 100% usage. Most of the time we're now 91s. Okay, we're gonna call this part of the video done, and I just wanted to show that off and see what it can do, at least in this one game, and show you that I did get all the, you know, all the lighting and the software on here and working, and the system seems to be working fine. You know, clock speeds 2.8 megahertz, you know, run at 2.8. But yeah, I would still just run this on low settings with view distance maxed out, you know, natively 1080p, you know, 1920 by 1080p. I keep saying 80p. 1920 by 1080, which is 1080p, right? I think I would leave the settings like that instead of letting Nvidia do these settings here. Just don't seem that good. But yeah, we'll call it a wrap on this. What do you think would be, you know, what would be the best video card to pair with this? That's going to be the wrap of this video. This is the Alienware. And yeah, like I said, there's CPU is just not able to cut it. But if you know, you can see in this video, you can at least, if you were planning on playing Fortnite, you wanted a system, and you have a video card now, but maybe the rest of your system is even slower than this one, which I doubt it. But with the halfway decent video card, at least you could still run Fortnite. You know, Save the World ran a lot smoother. Yeah, nothing else I can say about it. The system seems to be okay for at least this one game. And I just run it at 1920 by 1080p, low settings, DirectX X12, draw distance at max, and you're still getting in the 50 range. Well, yeah, leave in the comments below. What do you think about the system now that it's fully cleaned up and it's still running? I won't keep this 2080 in it. That's just to make sure there's nothing else holding it back except the CPU. You know, like I said, also leave in the comments below what video card would you put in here if you had this system. Okay, that's I'm gonna call it a wrap on this video, and I'm gonna say thank you for watching, and I say my normal, have a great night, day, evening, or whatever. Okay, here we go. Here's another bonus onto the video. This is Cyberpunk. Like I said, this is on my external drive that hasn't been updated in a super long time. I think it's I've never noticed that ID thing there. Huh, okay. Yeah, I've never noticed that. But this is 1.4?
Do it, John.
So we'll kind of skip all this.
Good. I'll talk.
This chick seems to be missing her legs. That doesn't seem like a very good thing. She's missing her legs. Okay. So as you can see, we have, you know, we're in the I've seen a 94% CPU usage. So
No, that ain't possible.
I still feel like shit.
So, yeah, we're in the 50s, but it is, you know, it is playable at least right now. So you just check the settings. What the heck? We have quality preset, ray tracing, ultra. All the stuff's on. All highs and ultra. Okay. Ray tracing's on. Auto. So we're set to auto for DLSS. Haven't messed with none of these settings, so. Okay, so video, we have borderless, 1920 by 1080. VSync's off. Seems pretty good to me, right? Little bonus. Maybe I'll pause this here and then get this done to where I can run around on the ground and show a little bit of that, and then this video would be over for this. Okay, so I'm gonna pause it here, and the next part you'll see will be me, you know, on the free running around. Okay, so this will be some bonus footage, I guess you could say. So this is GTA 5. It's an older version of GTA 5 because I haven't updated it. It's basically a game that I use for testing. So I have a script on here that has a trainer built in. So right now, as you're seeing, I'm actually not playing the game. I'm just moving the mouse around. I probably have in other previous videos where I say this is how I test my gaming systems. Is I jump into GTA 5, I hit F4, which you won't be able to see with the benchmarks up there, but it's already on here. It says, as you can see, it says bodyguard. You know, you can spawn whatever. So you hit 5 on the numpad. That opens a mod, and then you probably can't see very well, but it says spawn random driver. So then you go from the driver's seat to the passenger seat of the car, and it just drives around non-stop or until it dies. Most of the time I don't even have the car on God mode. I have my players, you know, my characters on God mode, so it won't die. But the vehicle get wrecked. As you can see, it's wrecked now, and the driver could die. Sometimes I do take that off because sometimes you end up coming back and the the game's still running, but the car's just sitting there, blown up, you know. So, but now it's not on. I haven't saved that, so like I said, I just run this. Like I start it up, and let it run for sometimes more than 8 hours, just solid. Why this NPC is just driving around. Obviously, I just, you know, Francis, I just started this character because it's the beginning of it. Got to the point where you drive home for the first time. You know, you park your car, and then you can save it and start. So if I open the map up, you can see a good chunk of the map's been opened up. That's just the NPC, you know, the random driver. Just opened all that up. But you can see here, so here's our settings. Let's go to what in the world? Okay, here's our settings. DirectX 11, 1920 by 1080. I don't know why that's on 60. Okay, oh, never mind. I'm not on my monitor. I'm on the little 22-inch Dell monitor. Okay, we have FXX is on, MSAA 2X, and this is on, off. These are all maxed out. Then we got very high, very high, very high. You know, all these are very high. But there's X2, there's high, very high, ultra. You know, motion blur, I don't like it, so I leave it off. You can see the settings there. So in GTA 5, we're, you know, just randomly driving around. It's getting above 70. Well, not now, 60. So you get high 60s. So GTA 5 is plenty playable with this CPU. You know, we're not getting 100% usage out of the CPU, saying 51, but we're still only seeing, you know, what is that, 40% GPU usage, and we're using less than 9 gigs of system memory. So yeah, that's seems pretty decent to me. It's still a decent gaming system, you know, for older games. Yeah, as you can see here, has no problems running it. Yeah, we're running at 2.8. Yeah, the CPU's running at 2.8. That's pretty decent. So I'm gonna kick in the next little part as another little bonus of the same Cyberpunk that I do all my benchmarks in. So that's I think it's 1.4, and just try that and see if this system will run that game. See ya in a second.